Yes, I would invite now Louise Stone. She will speak about Andean spirituality, maternal thinking and inclusive community. She lived for a lot of years in the Andean region. How many? 12 years, so she is experienced. Welcome.
So I asked my friend in Puno, Peru, I said, Julio, you're doing a great job with the ecology workshop that we're offering to visitors coming to the island. Another family is sick, can you host the entire next weekend? So Julio, who's a capable, even a willful leader, set sail for a 4-hour boat ride for his home, had lunch with his wife Francisca, returned on a 4-hour boat ride and said, yes, that is partnership. I forgot what I was going to do. Okay, that is partnership where the husband and wife create needed roles for each other with significant responsibilities and significant support. Together they create an effective unit in the world and in the modern world at that. And I forgot, because we didn't have the music, I was going to take you to Lake Titicaca with these images, just for a moment, that are without music, but you can get a feel for it. I have a CD.
She has a CD, but we can't figure out how to play it. If you don't have
In the
CD,
DVD?
do you know how to? I don't know how to open up her CD player to get the CD out. Okay, yeah, put it in the DVD player.
In the DVD?
There's a top part. There's a.
I'm sorry, I don't know these things.
Me too.
Okay, so put it in here.
But maybe you want to show the pictures?
I got the pictures now.
Do it?
Yeah.
Just open up a minute. Something for you.
Is it okay?
Choose play audio CD.
I did.
Okay. Then you wait some more. This is a very slow machine. Press the blue button.
I got it.
No. It's just loading. Is it?
It says now playing.
No.
Click that blue button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now turn the volume up. The volume's turned all the way down.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
There's a slider button to the, see the slider button? There. There.
Yeah. And then minimize that whole image.
Yeah.
There you go. Yay, teamwork.
Now I need to turn the music off. So this is Lake Titicaca. Okay, this is where I say they're a good partnership team. With thanks to Maria Gimbudes and her work on Old Europe, to Rianne Eisler and her Partnership Society, and Heider Gerdner Abendroth on Matriarchy is egalitarian, based on the model of the mother, and Jen and all of the people here. I would like to contend that a partnership and mothering society live today still in the Andes, and it's celebrated by millions and engaging the modern world in international politics. Certainly Andean society is imperfect and changes dynamically, yet its partnership roots emerge from Julio's spontaneous act to community care, to the election of South America's first indigenous president, Evo Morales of Bolivia, orchestrated by millions. To detect the mothering and egalitarian model, I ask, who is this Andean mother, Pachamama? How does maternal thinking create inclusive community? And how is partnership practiced? I examine specific proverbs of Andean life, repeated in myriad circumstances by farmers and academics, artists and politicians. Academic analyses don't give Pachamama the attention that Andean people do. After noting a libation to her, authors quickly move on to other topics. Articulating Pachamama's qualities fills a gap in Andean studies and offers new reflections to matriarchal studies. This brief portrait simplifies complex and evolving traditions to facilitate understanding of our neighbors and possible Andean contributions. As for myself and methods, I lived 12 years in Julio and Francisca's Quechua community and similar Aymara villages in Peru and Bolivia around Lake Titicaca. Andean farmers, who are also artists and musicians, co-create this research with me, celebrate my retracing of their oral archives, and urge me to share it with others now. Starting in 1997, we developed together workshops for Duke in the Andes program of Duke University. Andean families teach their own art, ecology, and worldview to students and tourists and bolster their income and Andean identity. My participatory research methodologies of respectful listening to Andean ways of knowing lead me to take our dialogue to the larger modern world. My Washington, D.C. education is balanced by my forebears' wisdom from farming New England, Wales, and Scotland, and by my adulthood enveloped by Sacred Taos Mountain in the cultures of New Mexico. There I practiced the lifelong Hindu-Tibetan Buddhist path that fills daily life, just as Andean spirituality fills daily life. I offer one bridge of respectful understanding between pre-modern Andean worldviews and the modern mindset. The Titicaca Plateau of Peru and Bolivia harbors the most traditional area of the Andes. Peru is close to 50% indigenous, and Bolivia close to 70%. Lake Titicaca's the blue circle in the middle. Across the Andes, Quechua people number some 12 to 15 million, and Aymaras some 3 million. In the central Andes, the ancient Tiwanaku culture peacefully unified coast, mountains, and rainforest for 1,000 years and led to the Incas, Native America's greatest, largest empire. Despite 500 years of setback, Andeans still prophesize world turnaround for this current time. The proverbs I use, this is Lake Titicaca. The proverbs I use come from two Titicaca communities who balance Quechuas, like Francisco Huata and Julio Quispe on Taquile Island in Puno, Peru on the left, with Aymaras in Cajamarca in Tiwanaku, Bolivia on the right. This is the Aymaras in Cajamarca and Taquile, the island on the lake. I would like to bypass corroborating anthropologists for the moment and boil down my literary sources to two Andean ways of knowing, examples of people's art, and these oft-repeated proverbs. The Andean mother is all that exists, and everything is alive and interrelated. Unity and diversity. Everything seeks its complement. Life is a reciprocal flow nourished by ongoing circular reciprocity. Who is Pachamama? The first proverb affirms that the Andean mother is all that exists, all nature, cosmos, beings. Pachamama is the most widely celebrated Andean deity for millions, and her sacred site at Copacabana, Bolivia, on Lake Titicaca, has been a pilgrimage destination for centuries and several civilizations. Today's largest religious festivals in Peru and Bolivia are offered to the Virgin of February 2nd, covering for Pachamama, at her sites around Lake Titicaca and its ancestral lakes. No activity Whether weaving, a community meeting, a visit, or field work begins or ends in the Andes without ritual. The ritual's always open with thanks to Pachamama and communion with her. What does Pachamama want now? Felix Laime, a rural Aymara turned prominent academic, emphasized to me, you have to understand that Pachamama is the center of our lives. The most common theme of songs to Pachamama is nurture us, your children. Quechua composer Luzmila Carpio sings, Uywakulia Waikupuni, just please nurture us always. Cusco Quechua faces light up, remembering the sacred sites as those who nurture us, Uywakninchiskuna. The Andean rainbow flag perhaps best portrays the rest of the proverb. In Pachamama, everything is alive and interrelated. This rendition of ancient rock art near Copacabana, Bolivia, now distinguishes all indigenous gatherings, particularly President Evo Morales' inauguration in January 2006. Like an Andean flag of quantum physics, it shows we are related to the same energy, expressed in different forms. Vibrating light in the center is refracted by raindrop prisms into all the rainbow colors. The potential of Pachamama's life force resonates with the Hindu unborn and Tibetan emptiness. Coming into form, this life force infuses us all. All is alive with Pachamama, with her cosmic energy that expresses itself in the dynamic interrelation of her children. And this is where I thought of Bernadette's Khoisan people and the Ubuntu interconnectedness. How does maternal thinking create inclusive community? The second proverb, unity and diversity, graces the entry arch to La Paz, Bolivia's capital city. Pachamama cares for her diverse children, and maternal nurturance creates the Andean Ayllu, the inclusive community that nurtures Andeans through abundance as well as extreme challenge. After 500 years of misgovernment, Bolivia is creating a new constitution, consulting with Sami people. It will include Bolivia's 40 ethnicities, and in the Andean view of development as living well, Suma Camaña in Aymara and Alin Causa in Quechua. That nurturing parallels Eisler's caring economics, and certainly what we're seeing here with the gift economy. On the community level, Taquile Island's land use planning links to responsible motherhood. The most common ancestral woven design illustrates community care within the abundance of the mother. In the island's 6 sections, each year 3 lie fallow to regain fertility. In each of the other 3, each family receives a plot. The first year for potatoes, the second for grain, quinoa grain, the third for broad beans or corn. In Andean Social Security, each family has land to work and food to eat. Maternal unity and diversity resounds in the new national constitution and in traditional community care. How is mothering practiced? The third proverb, everything seeks its complement, appears in day and night, life and death, Andean mountains, Amazon rainforest, a male-female team who bestow balanced energy on seed, and 2 dark red stripes that always surround a green center in Taquile's high-quality weavings. With the scale divided between 2 panpipes, each piper needs his or her complement to play the melody. Julio's day-long journey created a needed place for Francisca and enlisted her complementary aid. Women play an essential nourishing and sustaining role in Andean culture. Only women handle the seeds to ensure community food supply. The kitchen is women's territory, and men wait, not to be served, but to receive with thanks what the woman offers with affection. Only women create the ceremonial cloth that invests community officials with Pachamama's energy. Men are also essential for sowing seeds, for making and caring for children, for weaving homespun and sewing skirts, for excelling at public speaking. A modern parallel might be women programming computers with art, while men engineer hard disks in offices, or women creating intricate altar implements, while men build altar furniture in buildings. Both are needed, both are esteemed. And I thank the people who've written about this, such as Barbara Mann with her people and Makila with her people. Partnership balance also occurs in the modern, pre-modern complements. Julio was instructing visitors on ecology, Paula teaches the community care design, and Juan coaches a young man in knitting. In partnership, those with modern education listen and learn from complementary pre-modern wisdom and give credit to those who courageously keep cultural alternatives alive. The fourth proverb again addresses how partnership is practiced. Life is an aini, a flow of reciprocity, both circular and ceremonial. More than an obligatory give and take and beyond exchange, Andean reciprocity is an attitude of constantly giving back. It's an ethical imperative expected of a self-respected human. No settling of accounts demands you owe this. Rather, I give with complete confidence that I will be nourished by the Great Mother, also acting through her manifest world. There's a circular flow, and I'm part of the whole, be it a melody, a community, or a universe. I saw Andeans urged from birth to greet every person who arrives, to make a complimentary place for them, and never come empty-handed when approaching the community or Pachamama. Andeans emphasize the spontaneous responsibility to give back in the Quechua phrase, Aini Kusun, let us reciprocate. Evo Morales keeps the circular flow going. He renounced campaign funds in South America's poorest nation. Morales explained, the people give me what I need. The gas stations give me gas, the women cook us meals, the young women sew our banners. In return, what will his supporters receive? Good governance. Morales returned hundreds of thousands of acres of unused land to local farmers and negotiated for Bolivia's population a major portion of profits from national resources. While acknowledging his imperfections, Morales' followers support him just as fervently. Ceremonial reciprocity affirms relations with land and community through gifts, and I thank Sami Rauna Huokanan, who was going to be here or may be here, for articulating what I felt in the Andes. Giving back to spirit brings feelings of belonging. Prayers, festivals, and art demonstrate the attitude, we Aymaras don't adore our holy beings, we offer them reciprocity. The living feed the dead, as in this altar, and the dead also feed and guide the living in Andean beliefs. Small offerings of incense, sweets, grains, and herbs, or just a rock or flower go to Pachamama and local spirits. Great yearly festivals give offerings of dynamite, beauty, art, music, and dance stamina to Pachamama at her holy sites. By giving back in circular and ceremonial fashion, Andeans understand they belong not only to the community, but also to Pachamama. The Proverbs, and I'm glad that other people use them too, Barbara Mann did and Haida, teach us that in Pachamama all is alive and interrelated through unity and diversity. Seeking complements and practicing life is a reciprocal flow. The egalitarian mother model reverberates through the ancient and modern Andes. These are our partners in our mother and grandmother lineage in the Americas. And I hope we respect their contribution, follow their lead at times, and give back generously. So I'll take a moment to close with these other images, which now will be more familiar, and with music if I can do that.